This is an ABP Life podcast.
So, the infamous crypto market is down again. Honestly, I don't have much idea about crypto. But whenever the crypto market crashes, I study about it a lot. You know, the newsman instincts. Although my relatives used to keep on saying that I should invest in crypto. It's the future. Blah, 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 blah. Now that I think of it, thank God I didn't listen to my relatives. This shows that never ever listen to your relatives. They're just in your life to comment and speculate. Period. Just imagine if I had invested. Never mind. Can we skip to the good part? Oh, sorry. I don't have any good part for you today. Especially for the people who have invested in crypto. The crypto market has hit rock bottom. According to reports, the crypto market has plunged by over $780 billion, putting investors in panic. Now the crypto exchange company FTX is in the center of all this. A crypto publication known as Coindesk had published an article which highlighted that FTX's financial health was unstable. Rumours of insolvency started to spread, igniting panic among the investors. Now this whole situation made the highly volatile crypto market crash. Now you might be thinking, what is FTX? And why did the crypto market crash because of this? And what happened to all of the investors' money after the crypto market crash? Let's decode all of this today. So welcome to Clear Cut, only on ABP Live podcasts. This is your newsman Rudrashish, and today, let's talk about the crypto market crash. So let's get started. Now, first let's talk about FTX. What exactly is FTX? Now, in simple words, FTX is a cryptocurrency exchange, basically enabling the investors to trade their digital currencies for other digital currencies, or just traditional cash. Now, FTX is one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, handling majority of crypto exchanges in the world. Headquartered in the Bahamas, the company was known for heavily lobbying US legislators for regulations that would favor the crypto investors. Now the question is, how did FTX get involved in this controversy? So FTX has a cryptocurrency token called FTT, which is commonly used by crypto traders for their daily trades, like transaction fees, etc. But on 2nd November, a crypto publication known as Coindesk reported that a hedge fund operated by Bankman-Fried possessed huge amount of FTT tokens. The hedge fund known as Alameda Research was supposed to be a separate business. But the report by Coindesk highlighted that they have strong financial ties. And this was the fall of FTX. The value of FTT fell drastically, and people rushed to pull out their money from FTX. FTX was literally burdened with withdrawal requests, which amounted to over $6 billion. FTX went into a liquidity crunch, which means it had no money to give their investors. Now many of you might be thinking, why did just FTX controversy affected the whole cryptocurrency market? Now the thing is that the crypto market is a very volatile market. People are already skeptical about investing in cryptocurrency. So basically, when the people sense the slightest of trouble in the crypto market, they panic. They run from pillar to post to withdraw their money. And this is why, when people sense a red flag coming from the crypto market, they withdraw their money, resulting in the crash of crypto market. Now to speak further on this, I have renowned economist Mr. Akash Jindal joining us on the show today. So welcome to Clear Cut, Mr. Jindal. It's a pleasure to have you on the show again.
It's a pleasure for me also to do show on this esteemed platform, and I enjoy always the question, Rudrashish. You always ask quality questions. Please go ahead with the question.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure. So as you know, the crypto market is witnessing huge losses. And according to reports, the crypto market has plummeted over $780 billion, causing a huge panic among investors. So why did this sudden crash happen? And which crypto projects are the hardest hit?
See, now crypto markets have always been volatile markets. So
Exactly.
volatility has been there in the crypto markets for months and years. And the latest thing has been because of what has happened in FTX. I think by now the entire world knows what FTX has gone through. And now the panic is that could there be some contagion effect? Could there be some more impact? So FTX has actually driven not only investors in that country but globally investors into a panic mode because people are surprised, people are taken aback, people were not prepared that such an incident can happen. So that is something which has impacted. This has been a volatile market, so the volatility has been much more higher now. Of course, when we talk about our country, India, many youngsters have perhaps invested their first salaries.
Exactly.
And perhaps we have data which says that there may be second highest number of investors in India, maybe in India itself, in the world. Maybe they are in India.
Now, what about the money of the investors? How can they get their money back, recover them?
Well, it's an interesting question, getting their money back. I think it brings us back to the basics of this crypto market, that the crypto market globally and specifically in India, we don't have regulations and regulators. Now, what you have asked is a relevant question. People have invested their money. Now, I'll give you an example which would make things many clear to investors, particularly new investors. Now, the stock markets are also volatile. They people invest and the price of shares do go up. But the difference between crypto market and stock market, which would ultimately clarify your question, is that even if Akash Jindal purchases shares of rupees 10 per company, that market is regulated. If after that Akash Jindal has a grievance against a stock exchange, a stockbroker, a DP deposit participant, a depository, a broker, he knows where he can go for grievance redressal because everybody has his duties clear cut. A stockbroker knows what do's and do nots does he have to do. A depository participant knows what are the regulations which he has to follow. Similarly, a stock exchange would know what are the compliances it is supposed to go. And if any of them doesn't follow them or any of them violates them, Akash Jindal knows that free of cost he can go for grievance redressal. Not only that, Akash Jindal is invested into shares of a company, any ABC company. The company also is regulated. The company also knows that they have to hold AGM this way. They have to, if they have to hold EGM, it has to be this way. The companies can have auditors that way. The company's company secretary, what are his duties? That are clear. So everything is clear because it's regulated, and you have a regulator that if somebody doesn't comply with what one is supposed to do, you can go there. Now, if we talk about crypto market in India, we have been waiting for regulations, act, and a regulator. Last year, we were expecting that perhaps in the winter session, perhaps there may be a bill which could be tabled, but still it doesn't have come. So now what we are hearing is that perhaps the regulation would be made after consultation with other countries. So now when we talk about panic, if duties are not clear, regulations are not clear, definitely panic would set in. So I think what is now of paramount importance and what my humble request to our government would be that seeing all this, now we should quickly come out with the regulations so that investors can take informed decisions. See, whenever investment decisions are to be taken, it's always advised that it should be informed decision. Once you had informed decisions, one should know what one is entering into. So this is something which is very important. So once this happens, so then the market would be a quality market, transparent market, a better market. I'm not sure whether people would be able to recover their money because end of the day, it's a volatile market. Because end of the day, one has to be clear. One didn't put money in a bank FD where you can go after 6 months to the bank and tell them, look, sir, this is the FD. And 6 months, this is the interest, so pay me that. So you had invested into something where you knew that the prices could go up and low. But again, this was something which people never expected, that there could be such an issue with FTX. Now, these sort of things can be resolved only by way of regulation, regulator, and law.
Exactly. Now, do you suggest to make any new investment during this decline? Can there be any wise investment during this period?
As I told you, answering the previous questions, I always tell people, and it's not only Akash Indal, it's everywhere said that one should take informed decisions. So one should have the information. Now, till one has the information, regulator, duty and liability to all players or any exchange. Now, if I were to ask you, those people who have been impacted by the FTX issue, where do they go? Does anybody has an answer?
Exactly.
Nobody has the answer because you don't have regulators and regulations. So what I would suggest people is wait till we have clarity, because as of now in India, because we are talking for Indian investors, as of now we are not even sure how this cryptocurrency is going to be treated. So what I was asking was, like the FTX issue, there have been certain people who have been aggrieved. Now, do we know where should they go? Which grievance redressal body do they go to? So now, ultimately, end of the day, it's a question of hard-earned money.
Exactly.
So till I do not know who is regulating the industry, what are the regulations, what are the laws, why should I invest? See, as I gave you example of other industries, like other investments. If somebody walks in, if somebody books a FD with a bank, now if the bank somehow doesn't do its duty, if the bank declines a premature withdrawal, which is my right, or some other thing, I know I can go to RBI, and there are clear-cut regulations according to which I can seek grievance redressal. Stock market example I have already given you. Now come to ULIP insurance. There's a regulator called IRDA. If an insurer, if an insurance broker, if any entity connected with insurance doesn't comply with the regulation, firstly, regulations are clear. What is the duties of an insurer, insurance broker, insurance agent, all other parties? If they don't do, I can go free of cost to IRDA and lodge a complaint. And I can, whatever my legal rights are, I can claim my rights.
Exactly.
So here, I think, again, at the cost of repetition, I would again stress that we should quickly get regulations and a regulator and clarity to what exactly are we invested into? What are we supposed to get invested into? Is it a currency or is it an asset? Who is going to be responsible? All those things. So we should wait for the regulations prior to putting hard-earned money.
Exactly. And I think the government should do it as soon as possible.
Particularly seeing after this incident, because I have been saying this regularly on Indian and global channels, but now after seeing this incident, I think government should make much more fast efforts to come out with the regulation so that things are clear to people. This government is a very nice government. They have been managing the economy very well. Now already globally we are hearing India is going to become third biggest economy in the next 5 years. Again, globally we are being praised that while other economies have been they have slipped into slowdown because of Corona and Russia-Ukraine war, India still is in a better position. So this is the government which has managed the economy very well. Our GDP is expected to be around 6.8% this year, whereas GDP of economies like US, such a big economy, the biggest economy, the GDP has been into negative for 2 quarters. China, the second biggest economy, GDP has been merely 0.4% for a quarter. So this government has been doing a brilliant management of our economy in spite of things like Corona and Russia-Ukraine war. So my submission and request to the government through your platform also would be that please quickly come out with the regulations so that things are quite clear to investors and particularly to all those young people who have already invested into cryptocurrency.
Exactly. And sir, lastly, since it's not just India, people all over the world are suffering because of this crypto crash. So will the global economy be affected by this sudden decline?
Uh, Global economy is already not in a good condition
Exactly.
because of initially
Huh.
Corona.
Huh.
Corona weakened the economy, and then Russia-Ukraine issue. It
It
was
amplified the
even
problem.
it enhanced, escalated the problem very much.
Hmm.
So I mean, now coming to crypto, those people who are invested in this definitely would be impacted because maybe some people could have lost their jobs prior to that, and their whatever they have invested also could have gone down. So I can't say that it would have a huge impact on the global economy, but yes, those people who were investors in this and who had already been impacted by the global economy recession and slowdown, for them this impact would be even much more negative. So I mean, those people, see somebody who could have perhaps lost his job because of the economic recession, and he could have an investment in crypto. See his condition. Where would he be?
Exactly.
So I think from the FTX issues, see, it's always said we should have takeaways, we should have lessons from major issues. I'll tell you, we used to have Mahabharat, a very popular serial in India. It used to have a line, सीख हम बीते युगों से नए युग का करें स्वागत. So there's a learning from every huge financial incident. Now, from the FTX issue, I think the learning is clear cut that we have to quickly come out with the regulations so that people can take informed decisions.
Exactly.
Because an intelligent person is that who can always have takeaways from huge incidents. Now, this is the takeaway which we can derive from such an incident.
And I would also say that millennials need to study the crypto market before they invest in, because millennials
very important.
They just invest in it before knowing how the market reacts, what are the downturns during the year. They just invest in thinking that everyone is doing it, so I should do it as well. So that's a big problem.
This is the problem. Just don't invest because the person who is traveling along with you or who is working in the same office has invested.
Exactly.
Prior to investing anywhere in any asset class, my appeal, my suggestion to the youngsters, millennial is please analyze. Please analyze. Please at least put 1.5 or 2 hours prior to taking an investment decision. Now, youngsters, they often invest 1 day, 2 day, watching many matches. Of course, I'm not against it. It's a good hobby. But you are investing 1 day into watching a match where you don't have any stake, financial stake. But here, what you are doing is you are investing your hard-earned money. So you should give 1.5 to 2 hours for seeing all the pros and cons. And as I said initially, informed decisions. One should weigh all pros and cons. It's your hard-earned money, perhaps your salary of first 3 months.
Exactly.
So I am totally with you. Informed decisions after analysis must be taken.
Precisely. Well, sir, thank you so much for your precious time. It's always a pleasure speaking to you, sir. Thank you so much.
No, I also like the questions, and it's again a pleasure speaking to you and answering all the queries.
Well, sir, thank you so much. So that's all the news and scoops I have for you today. This episode was produced by Lalit. This is your newsman Rudrashish Kanjilal signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead and keep listening to ABP Live podcasts.
This is an ABP Live podcast.